Sir, what are the significant contributions of open universities in India?
Dr. Muhammad, let me reflect on this question in my own way. In a sense, I has had the privilege of working in open university system for more than 2 decades at a state open university and at the national open university. So my reflections on the significant contributions is more a positive bias. So I look at them more in a positive way. I am also aware of some of the limitations of the system, but now my focus is on significant contributions. To me, there are 4 or 5 significant contributions. One is the establishment of open university system and their working during the last 40 years from 1982 to 2022 or 23. If you see their contributions, one is certainly the open university system has brought more legitimacy to the form of open and distance learning. Open and distance learning is called by different names, certainly has played a very important role during the last 40 years. And one significant role is it brought more legitimacy to that system. Now the students feel comfortable in taking degrees from that system, and there is a more and more acceptability of open university degrees also. If you see in 1962 to 82, the correspondence education, there is a feeling among some sections at least that it is a second-rate system of education. The first-rate system is a conventional system, and if you don't get opportunity of a conventional system, you go to the correspondence education. But today, even if you get an opportunity in a conventional system, there are some students who prefer to study through the distance education for different reasons. So that brought the legitimacy to the system. I know that some of the open universities programs may not be that good from quality perspectives, but at least some of the open universities, maybe Indira Gandhi National Open University or Dr. Ambedkar Open University or Vice-CMOU and few other open universities, programs are really good and they brought legitimacy to the whole system. Because that legitimacy is very, very important. Unless you establish legitimacy to the mode becomes very unpopular and there is no use of offering programs through this mode. So the significant contribution is bringing legitimacy to this system. The second significant contribution is reaching the unreached. People from rural areas, people from are living in remote areas, or people who can't afford full-time education, or people for various physical reasons also not able to attend full-time education. For various reasons, these are called as the unreached. Reaching the unreached is very important dimension. That's why Professor Ramreddy called it as a open universities have thrown open the ivory towers of higher education. That means higher education which is limited to certain sections of the people only, at least an opportunity is provided. An opportunity is open to the people living in remote areas and not able to attend regularly for various reasons, maybe financial reasons, maybe physical reasons, maybe social reasons. For various reasons, if they are not able to attend, this is also a very significant contribution of open universities. These numbers are very large in number. Millions of students. During the last 40 years, we find millions of students were able to get higher education through open system. So the reaching the unreached, particularly the deprived sections, we call them as the scheduled castes or scheduled tribes or other backward classes, they constitute large chunk of people. So this is a significant contribution. Maybe the third significant contribution is flexibility to the learner. We started with open admission policy also. Those who are willing, those who are interested in studying our degree programs, by taking an examination or by taking some foundational courses, they can join degree programs. But unfortunately, that system was discontinued during the last 2-3 years. But to me, that was also a very significant contribution. The flexibility to the learner, because the limitations of the time and space, they are very important limitations in extending higher education opportunities to large numbers. This method helped the students to overcome these problems. The flexibility refers not only in the admissions, flexibility refers in the choice of subjects, in the programs they choose, in the flexibility in time span also. Suppose in a conventional system, it may be 2 years program, it may be 3-year program, it may be 1-year program. In the ODL system, you may take your own time. You may take 6 years, you may take 5 years, you may take 10 years, your own time also. So the flexibility in terms of time, flexibility in terms of choice of subjects, flexibility in terms of the programs, flexibility in terms of your own interests. So this is also an important contribution. Then the ODL, if you see, compared to the conventional system, the ODL system of education is a more enriched system of education. Why I call it as an enriched system of education is it uses multi-mode. Anybody who uses single mode certainly is a disadvantage in terms of his enrichment of learning experience from the point of view of a student who uses multi-mode. Suppose he uses classroom mode in the form of a student support services in the tutorial system. That may be a 10% or 15% of his learning. He uses the print material. He uses audio material, video material and interactive materials, and today you find more and more technology is being used. This is called as an interactive technology. The computers or online systems and all these things also. So this is also an enrichment of learning. That's why Open University's education is a more quality oriented education system when compared to the correspondence system, compared to the any other forms of system. So Open University system is a multimodal system. Multimodal system is always enriching the experience. Another interesting development during the 40 years of Open University system, we find the diversity in programs. Traditionally in the conventional correspondence system, or what we call as a correspondence education, the focus was more on social sciences or arts subjects. But in the Open University system, you find first time Ambedkar Open University started the science programs, BSc programs. Indira Gandhi Open University started. Many Open Universities have science programs. Many Open Universities have skill development programs. Many Open Universities have technology programs. At one time, there was a feeling in the society that technical education cannot be offered through ODL system. But Open Universities in India and Open Universities in the world has proved that if proper methods are adopted, technical education also can be offered. Only 2 conditions must be fulfilled for offering any type of program. The 2 conditions are willingness of the student to learn. Second condition is institutions' preparedness to adopt appropriate methodologies. Unless these 2 conditions are fulfilled, the programs you are offering will not be relevant. So the students' preparedness, the study skills required by students to learn technical programs are different from study skills required by students to learn social science programs. Study skills required by students to learn history, to learn languages, to learn science, to learn technology. Students require different type of study skills. And to teach technology or to teach skill development program through ODL, institution also requires different types of methodologies, different types of infrastructure, different types of learning resources. So if institutions are prepared, I am happy to note that some of the open universities are trying to do it and some of them are successfully doing. I know that some of them are not able to do successfully, but some of them are able to do successfully. This is also a significant contribution. Another significant contribution in Indian context, everywhere the resources, public resources are limited. Increasingly you find the priorities of the government is on different sectors. For education, government funding is increasingly decreasing. This is also very unfortunate development. But in that context, how do you offer education to more with less expenditure? So more with less is the slogan of open universities. And in that, the cost effectiveness also is very, very important. The cost effectiveness, by using technology, you can reduce the cost. Cost effectiveness from student point of view also, you find that he can make a living by engaging in some activity. At the same time, he can study. So the cost incurred by the student also is very less. Only except the student fee, the cost involved is very less from student point of view. Cost involved also is less from institution point of view also. So cost effectiveness of open university system also is very, very important dimension in a democratic setup and in a public institution where you consider education as a public good. To provide education as a public good, open universities have better preparedness and open universities are better suited to make education a public good. Why I am saying this is, with less cost, you can offer education to large numbers. So the significant contribution of open universities also is making it a public good. And significant contribution of open universities also, you find the learning resources developed by open universities. They are useful not only to students, but to the community at large, to different sections of the people. The learning material or learning resources, what we call learning resources. The difference is, in a conventional system, the access to learning resources is limited to classroom students only, or those who are admitted in the institution. But access to learning resources of open universities, these are open educational resources. As a result, it is not only education of students who are enrolled in open universities, there are lakhs and millions, but education of community, education of society by learning resources. Anybody can go through those learning resources. Now we have a moment of open educational resources. That also helps in taking education to not only large numbers, educating the society, knowledge society creation, or those who are appearing for competitive examination, the resources can be used. Those who are just interested in enriching their life experiences, the retired people, old people can use these resources. So in that way, during the last 40 years, I am very confident to say that open universities have made a significant contribution to the society. More can be done. That's why in another context, I would like to speak on the limitations of the system also, but that is a different issue. But at the same time, we must appreciate its contribution also.